Free throw to now make it a three-possession game.
Another timeout taken by Southern Idaho, down by 7. And on that fact, it's one thing to get 9 players onto the court when that's your only bench and when you know you have that 7 or 8 person rotation. To do it at a national championship and to see that, it's confidence as a coach and goes to what Coach Kuhn has been able to do with his career. On that same note with Coach Kuhn, he comes from the men's side over to the women's side. You coached on the men's side. What big differences did he have to adjust to from the men's side to the women's side that he had to kind of figure out?
Ultimately, basketball is basketball, and you definitely know he knows the game. He's proven that. Not to mention, it is different coaching young ladies versus coaching young men. From my understanding, young ladies are much easier to coach because they actually want to listen, but there's nothing easy about getting to the national tournament or winning in it, and they are just 47 seconds away. Again, I've challenged from afar, even though she can't hear me, Mrs. Bartholomew, and she does step up right there with a big rebound. It's the little things. It's not always the prettiest of games that you're going to do and not always the best of decisions. It's not about playing perfect. But can you make the winning plays when they matter? And they definitely needed that rebound, and she has a chance at the line.
Make 2, you push back up to 9. Your biggest lead was 17 at one point. Cut it back down to 4.
Got to get you some of those shoes, Caleb. She wipes them off in between. She's like, yeah, Caleb, you do.
She's got some fresh game. One more for Bartholomew and gets it to go. She also has now hit double figures, now 5 different Commodores in double digits. He only put 62 points on the board.
They're used to scoring 80, so they're not afraid to score points. Everyone's used to scoring points. This is their first. We saw Collins struggle a little bit. They've been here for a long amount of time, but haven't played until the 3rd day. It's not easy to do, to just be around, hanging around, not in your own environment, not able to get a lot of gym time in. But they have been able to answer the run from CSI. The CSI have a little bit more miracle work in them. Definitely have a great coach leading the way. 22nd season, the winningest coach in school history, Coach Rogers. He's been a joy to work with this week so far. And you can definitely tell he's not slowing down in his tenure at CSI.
Says his goal is to develop players, win games. They talk about winning titles and winning nationals. The school has never won a national title. They have finished 2nd, but never have quite climbed the mountain to take that trophy home with them.
Yeah, he said that he will keep doing it as long as there's no NLI in JUCO. As soon as the players start making more than me, I'm getting out. But no, he said he wanted to shout out his 18 grandkids who will be watching, and also to all the fans back home. Thank you for the support. CSI has qualified for 14 national tournaments, 11 times under coach. And here you see the execution out of a timeout. Do they have some more in them to keep this game going? And they get it to go, the All-American on the scoop.
Pretty lay-in on that one. And we've got a dinged up Hayani Diaz dos Santos. As Hayani is maybe cramping up just a little bit. She does have that, not a brace, more just a wrap on her calf, and she's going to try and roll that out. Put 2 seconds back on the clock, 40.2. See her there trying to work that calf muscle out. That's the worst thing when you start cramping up this late in the game.
Well, just for those at home, we're not stopping the game for her to roll that out. It just happened to be a coincidence at the same time. Referees wanted to review, and they got a 30-second timeout after Referees have been making sure every little thing is right in these tight ball games. In March, winner advances to the semifinals. The next round, just one step closer to the ultimate prize. 2 more games this afternoon and evening. We got the home team has started to fill in. They play next against Northwest Florida. Will be also their first game in the event, and well, they'll probably think it's a packed crowd the whole time because their first game will be packed because CASPER, they said they've canceled, or excuse me, they stopped work and school at 2 p.m. for everyone to show up.
And for those curious, we will be starting that game behind schedule. It was scheduled for 4:30. There's a foul whistled. Right now, 4:23 with the 15 minutes for warm-up. Doubt we're going to be able to, there's no chance that we're going to be able to get that one off on time. So those curious, we will be about 15 minutes behind schedule by the time that gets rolling.
How about Taryn Johnson coming in off the bench? 5-point run in this quarter. With the and one layup over the top and the free throw, and then 3 free throws in a row. San Diego freshman, 5'10" guard. Made some plays when it mattered. It's always the unsung heroes you never expect.
Both free throws were good, and now CSI will try the desperation 3 with just 20 seconds to go and another foul. We'll have more free throws walking us back the other way. That one goes against Hedrick, and that is going to be her last act as a Golden Eagle. Great career. Talked about her, again, Player of the Year. And she is going to be missed by the fans in CSI, I'm sure.
Yeah, all-time leading rebounder in the school's history. All-American, terrific player, MVP, and not the way you want your career to end, but she has nothing but things to be proud of as far as what she's accomplished and what she's led this program to do. The 12 seed against the 5 seed, but another trip to nationals, and Coach said it. People are gunning for them. They've won 4 championships in a row, and she's a big reason why they've been able to win 2 championships in her time there.
Timeout taken by CSI. One more chance for Randy Rogers to gather his team around. A 10-point lead, though. Focus a bit more on our next game. Northwest Florida coming in as the defending national champs, taking on CASPER College, the host team. Northwest Florida able to come up with the victory in their conference tournament. They ended up going 27-3, won 6 straight under head coach Bart Walker, and it's going to be a lot of red in the stands for that game. CASPER wearing red, Northwest Florida red as well. And the home team looking to pull off the upset, but window dressings to do here. Over the top, and CSI, they're going to play defense, but they're not going to foul. Almost a foul, though, and it'll be Gulf Coast breaking over the top, and that is going to wrap this one up. Gulf Coast got scared a little. CSI cut it down to 4 in the 4th quarter, but the effort for the Golden Eagles ran out of steam as they end up falling to the Commodores by 10. That wraps up game 2 of our 4-pack today. We got another one coming up about 15 minutes away. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championships on ESPN+. Welcome back out to Casper, Wyoming. Talk about your best environment of the tournament. This one even beats out the game one that Casper was out here. Packed house inside of the Ford Wyoming Center. You see the fans ready. Are you ready, Brian?
Oh, how can you not be ready? It's March. You see the bracket. Teams continue to advance. Gotta love the madness that is March.
Well, you get the host school taking on the defending national champs, the Raiders of Northwest Florida. Tell you what, they can put it up, but so can the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, man, again, we've said it so many times. We will be a broken record if you've watched any of these games. These things tell the story, but they do not tell the story of this particular game. When it comes to this matchup, both teams are capable. It's not a home game for Casper, but it is in their home city, so it will feel like a home game. And Northwest Florida doesn't care about that. They are on a mission to defend their championship of last year.
T-Birds coming off of a victory. I was talking with Coach Dwight Canary before the game, and he said, I asked him, was it good to kind of get that one off of the back after not having won since about 2010? He said, yeah, it kind of made things a little bit easier. Now you're playing free, you're playing loose. The pressure kind of swings over back to Northwest Florida in this.
Yeah, you're probably being kind. The pressure probably is on Northwest Florida as the higher seed. Casper comes in with really nothing to lose, although they do have the home crowd, and they're playing in Casper, Wyoming at the Ford Center. Again, we talked about this in the last game. They canceled school and work at 2 p.m. at Casper College so that the entire city and school could show up. And here we are.
They have shown up in force. There were about 1,500 to 1,000 people here the first time. Now we're looking at a crowd. It could be bordering over 2,000 people watching the Thunderbirds, who start off on the defensive side. Northwest Florida makes it look easy, though. There's a reason they're the defending national champs, as Revere inside with the open bucket.
Yeah, great job executing, throwing it over the top, over the front for an easy 2 to start. See zone from Northwest Florida, little 1-3-1 zone, big hands, throwing Casper off a little bit from the start. Great ball movement.
Schisler for 3 with the answer.
You can feel the crowd. Schisler, the leading scorer, all-region performer. The freshman had a same look in the first game, didn't knock it down, but this one, nothing but the bottom of the net, a 40% three-point shooter.
How about it raining here early? Another answer back.
Yeah, that one's maybe a little harder off the dribble into the clock. Beautiful stroke. Back-to-back threes, and the cut, no, doesn't go, but the pull-up, it does.
Alvar with the bucket, the Wyoming commit, showing off in front of the fans. Are going to be cheering her in the brown and gold in the future.
And oh, did she have a game last game. Monster performance. I believe it was right about a 20-12 performance, 24-12 if I'm not mistaken. And great defense, and here the Thunderbirds in transition.
Alvar nearly able to swipe the offensive board. Northwest Florida, they're patient. They like to get out and run, but they showed off some wisdom there as well.
A little bit too far on that one, just a little bit too excited. That's what the crowd will bring too, is the jitters. A little pass to herself. Got her own rebound. Not sure if it was tipped, but was a shot, so it doesn't count as a travel.
That was McFall. She's going to be a big part of this. 12.9 a game, and she's already got 6.
Back-to-back threes. The lefty point guard from NBA range.
Whew, it just doesn't stop. Luca Axe getting into the act.
I think the city of Casper, Wyoming came to make a little noise, Caleb. They are excited about hosting, and they love to see the Thunderbirds making threes. Little James Harden sidestep, not able to go, and here's T-Birds in transition. Not a team you think is as fast as they are, but they push it and they pass it very well.
Thunderbirds will keep possession as they'll get a substitution on with Anna Cheney. Huge sixth player for the Casper Thunderbirds coming off of the bench as she'll replace Irene Fernandez de Calea.
Good defense on the inbounds. Left another shooter open. And it's another one for Schisler. And it is raining inside the Ford Center in Wyoming. Threes for both teams going down.
Spring showers, right?
I don't know if it's spring yet, but it's on the way.
This is just a Wyoming spring you're being introduced to.
Last I checked, it was snowing when it was outside, but inside it is raining. Does it snow in the spring in Wyoming? Is that what you're telling me?
It does. Just like the mountains of Colorado. So foul called against Casper is going to be whistled on Alvar. To fall, or McFall has been dynamite here early on.
Yeah, you see the replays. He drives, goes over top of the help. Really took off awkwardly. To Casper's credit, it looked like they were straight up and down.
And Coach Ganeri saying it wasn't even on a player in the area, as they can't go review it though. And
yeah, Coach, I think Coach, if you watch the replay, it actually was 24, not 5. Hopefully they can get a chance to review that, because being able to see it, definitely don't want to have foul on the wrong player, but they look so similar with their nice red uniforms on. Both of them have the undershirt on as well, but the free throw will go down, and Northwest Florida gets into their press.
Great passing. And Andy Schisler again with the bucket. Great dish by Badji Kali.
Beautiful job against the press break. Ball never touches the floor. Just great passing. And another triple, Caleb.
The shooting here is just an unsustainable pace, but both teams above 50%.
Casper is 100%. 5 threes in a game with both teams combined in just the first 5 minutes.
Cheney attempts one, and they stay perfect.
Why not, she says. Why? Ask why when you can say why not. Let it fly again. It is bombing for both teams. A lot more fun when the ball's going in, Caleb, and we have a great start offensively.
That one, the first really not great look, and that one takes us to our immediate timeout. Probably a good one as McFall gets a chance to settle herself down after that one. But we head to the end of the first quarter with 4:45 to go, or the media timeout rather. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
Nestled between Casper Mountain and the North Platte River, you'll find the heart of Wyoming. With a bustling downtown centered around our outdoor haven, Casper is for adventurers, freedom seekers, and rule breakers who find beauty off the beaten path. So if touchable history, a vibrant community, and uninterrupted outdoor recreation define your travel itinerary, allow us to welcome you to the one and only Casper, Wyoming. Plan your trip at visitcasper.com.
message for you from someone too.
I heard you really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I told my dad from a young age that I wanted to play ball at the highest level. He told me that hard work and consistency would get me there, and that he had a plan to help measure and track my progress. What I found is that the journey is the dream. With the help of the best coaches in America, my father and I launched an app that gives you a plan to become the best that you can be.
It has been a shootout in Casper early on in this one, as Casper absolutely torching the Nets from three.
Yeah, they've been on fire. The home crowd is pleased with it. They're 3 of 3 from deep, 6 of 7 in the game, 15-13. Meanwhile, Northwest Florida, 4 of 9. They've shot it well also with 3 threes, 3 points off turnovers. Northwest Florida with 2 more shots in the game already. They're back in man-to-man, and this is where Casper is really good because they have so much ball movement, player movement, and another triple! 3 for 3 for number 1. Schisler is on fire in the first.
The Kersey, Colorado native came to play tonight.
No doubt about it. She is a big game performer, and she's always done these type of things as a 3-time state champion, 2 in basketball, 1 in volleyball. The team won a regional regular championship, and then they won a regional tournament. So that's 5 championships in the last 5 years for number 1. Coach Canary knows how to recruit winners.
Alvar moves the ball along back to the hot hand. And Badji Cauley gets cut off. Good defense there by Micaiah Chase.
So fast in transition. No one stopped the ball, but wasn't able to finish. And back the other way. Back-to-back missed layups.
Raiders end up taking advantage of that pace. They hustle their way down for a big bucket.
We had a point guard battle, a guard battle in our first game of the day. We got another one with Destiny now right in double figures, and Schisler both of them at 10.
Cheney keeps it up. 5 for 5 to open the game. 21 points on the board, and we still got 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Are you kidding me is all you could say. Another 3-point shot.
And if you don't think after those type of offensive plays that a home crowd does not make a little bit of a difference for teams that get to play in front of it, this is your proof right there. As they look to try and build it to the largest lead of the first quarter against the winners and defending national champions of Florida.
Tell you what, this Casper offense is really tough to defend. They had 20-plus assists yesterday. Didn't shoot it particularly great from 3, but the fact that they are opening up this game 5 of 5 is only a sign of things to come, because they did a lot of damage in the paint, posting their guards and cutting off the ball. Their motion offense, one that's very difficult to stay up with, and this young lady had quite a game yesterday as well. And I'm let my teammate here tell us all about it as she gets another free throw and gets it to go.
Yeah, that was a great night for Badji Kali. 7 points, 7 rebounds. Had a block, a steal, and 2 assists as well.
Yeah, Ganeri did a terrific job of just X and O'ing to put her in position where she was posting up smaller guards. Did a great job on the offensive glass, and she's a different wrinkle on this team with her athleticism.
This is a CASPER team that a lot of people, judging by record, judging by basically the way they looked, they thought that they were going to be a better team last year than this year's team. Turned things around, though, after a loss to Western Wyoming. So foul called in there. The team became more unified, is what Coach Ganeri said. They understood we can be beat because they lost to a team that they had swept the year before, and they had swept the conference for the last 6 years. They have dominated Region 9, turned things around on that dime, and you're seeing the dividends of what having that key loss can do.
Yeah, Northwest Florida doesn't know a lot about necessarily losing at all.
No.
As they've only lost 3, and defending national champs, this young lady has really put her team in a position where she is playing inspired with 11 points, 2 threes. Doesn't get the second free throw to go, but she has really gotten off to a hot start.
Those 3 losses, by the way, to a fellow national tournament team, Gulf Coast State, as well as to Chipola College, who is also a powerhouse from Florida. As for the first time, CASPER misses from 3.
It might have been one of their most open looks, too. Northwest Florida, as much as CASPER shot it well, Northwest Florida still right where they need to be, as they have played really well on offense. Also gets a wide open layup.
Nevaeh Scott got to keep in front of her, Memphis, Tennessee native. Miss one, right back on track. Start a new streak.
I mean, it's like Casper's literally playing a video game right now on the rookie
mode.
level. Exactly.
Lead at 8, matching the largest of the game for the T-Birds. Axe from deep. And the fist pump. A double-digit lead and nearly a 30-point quarter at a national championship game.
There's no way you can be serious is what Coach is thinking right now from Northwest Florida. When it rains, it pours, and it is pouring. And the answer, can't get it to drop down.
Can CASPER break 30? And they very well might, although not in the bonus.
Oh, they're in the. Oh no, they're not in the bonus. You're right.
That
You're right.
scoreboard is really confusing when you
a
look
little
at
bit
it.
with the timeouts.
Second team foul on Northwest Florida.
Well, Casper knows who they're playing. The fans understand they're playing the 3 seed. They're playing the defending national champions. The last time that Casper played, they played the early game. They played 10 a.m. So that was yesterday. So here they are playing a later game in the afternoon, evening. Again, made special accommodations for everyone to be able to show up, and they have showed up.
By the way, the first foul for those keeping track, I believe, or no, they do still call it the second foul. So they did not reverse the calls there. But regardless of all that, an 11-point lead for CASPER as the fans rise to their feet in CASPER, Wyoming.
You thought you were home for a
I
second.
thought, it feels like such a home crowd. We'll see if they can keep the hot hand up. Back after this, you're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championships on ESPN+. It has been a three-point parade, and while Northwest Florida kept up, Casper, Wyoming showed up beyond the arc.
Started with number one with the first three. Schistler already has three in this game, but the ball movement, the versatility, you got bigs making them, guards making them, inbounds pass, wide open looks, late contest, 7 of 8. Here you see even off the dribble handoff from beyond NBA, puts up the three. Here's Schistler again with the hot hands. I don't know that anyone's hands are hot right now. 7 of 8. They were 10 of 14 from the field. Everybody getting a turn. The only thing you can say is you have to be kidding me. And they are not, as they are 29-18, and the crowd has been absolutely juiced.
Add this to it. They were 3 of 20 yesterday from 3.
Well, I guess the odds are in their favor. It's balancing out, apparently.
It's Hunger Games out there.
They came ready to play. Usually when that first one goes in, it feels good, but something going on right now. Now the tricky part for Northwest Florida is they're so concerned about the three that it opens up the rest of the floor. Here you see them going into their passing game. It's such a good passing team. And you mentioned it yesterday. To not make threes, but yet have that many assists says a lot about, again, Coach talked about the favorite part about this team is their ability to pass. Northwest Florida, let's see how they come out to start this quarter.
They'll try the NBA range 3, and that one off the mark, back to Casper.
I kind of mentioned this yesterday, and they're doing it again. But they are literally pack line defense where they are playing so far off, literally protecting the paint, building walls around the ball. Not something Northwest Florida is probably used to either. And then offensively, all 5 out in this motion is not a typical junior college offense.
Astorga inside, called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, we've celebrated charges all tournament. Championship plays. You see her stepping in. Hands up, set, waiting for it. Terrific defense right there by Northwest Florida.
Deborah Davenport, redshirt freshman out of Cincinnati, Ohio, showing off the defensive side on that play. She's a stout, resolute player inside, averages over a block a game, too, for the Raiders.
There's so much length and defensive ability. Good pass on the dime. More point guard play from McFall.
And a good job of her keeping her head, too. After the steal, got it back, and then realized, hey, that means the defense is out of position.
There is no way it continues to rain in this building. These are not even easy shots either. It feels like the Jordan game where he just puts his hands up and shrugs his shoulders.
Well, Cheney 3 for 3, Axe 3 for 3, Schistler 2 for 2. Northwest Florida trying to answer back, and that's the tough thing for Northwest Florida. They do shoot well from 3, but they only take 14 a game, and now they're trying to get into a race with Casper. Astorga travels underneath. She knew it, too. Kind of got stuck. Good defensive position once again from Davenport inside.
Yeah, Northwest Florida is a really good defensive team. They have so much athleticism, speed, length. Do a good job walling up at the rim and not just jumping at shot fakes. They've caused a couple of turnovers, travels, taking charges. Despite the fact that there's hot shooting, at some point you'd like to think they may cool off, but they have shut down the paint very well. So taking away the higher percentage shots.
Great pocket pass inside. A little bit of no-look action from Revere.
Yeah, great pass. And McFall, please forgive me if I said your name incorrectly earlier. McFall, you are doing your thing, young lady. Assists, layups, another 3, but doesn't go down this time. And Really love the way when your point guard can play this way, it makes the rest of your team believe you have a chance, even in a hostile environment. You can just see Casper standing a step and a half back. Nice pocket pass on the pick and roll. Woo-hoo. Nice finish. Good pass by Scott.
Asking you will receive. Davenport gets onto the board for the second time, 4 points. Cheney off the curl and the scream as she runs down the court.
Not too many nights you'll see 9 of 11 of your first 11 threes, especially in a national tournament setting.
Rebound Schistler. Cheney back to her. Not only does she have the 4 threes perfect from that range, she's also got 3 dimes in the game. And one answer back the other way. A little bit of Olay defense on the way through as Scott took it into the teeth.
Yeah, Scott's made back-to-back really good plays. Last time it was the pocket pass. This time, transition attack picks up the foul. Yeah, really good finish. Again, not about the size of your height, but the size of your game. And Scott's showing up with big game right now in the second quarter.
Onto the court for the first time, Deanasty Smith. San Antonio, Texas, transferred from Moberly Community College to play for the Raiders. At the line, Scott can't hit, and Smith ends up getting called for the foul, and she is astounded that she got whistled. Said they held my arm.
Yeah, she felt like she was grabbed first. It's usually the retaliation that the refs see anyway. They don't always see the first one. Refs have done a good job keeping it clean in this game as far as the calls.
Casper's lead to 9 as the Raiders trying to trim it back. Foul on the other side on Casper. Excuse me, actually I apologize. That was against the Raiders, Maya Peerfax.
Nice design play, great block, but the contact afterwards. You see the frustration mounting. Smith did not like this call. She's gotten some tough calls on the last 2 possessions, now has 2 fouls, but really good design play. You had a little on big screen is what they call this. Schistler sets the screen, the back screen. Great block up top, but it might have been the contact afterwards that allowed her to pick up that foul. A little bit of a bump there.
Well, Bart Walker, he actually, you talk about frustration on the court. Bart had to pull back one of his assistant coaches back to the bench to keep them from shouting at the ref and possibly picking up a technical.
Tell you what, I've been impressed with his approach in this game. As much as there's a hostile environment and it seems to be raining, he has really kept his composure, sitting down, keeping his team calm. A nice pass over the top. Crowd did not like the finish.
Carey going to be called back the other way. McFall turns it over. And between the environment as well and now the frustration of not getting calls you feel you should, the final 5-12 of this one, to just get into the locker room where you can calm your team down are big.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, Caleb.
And another foul goes against McFall, and her face says everything.
Well, she's played awesome. She already has 13 points. She has an assist. She's been to the line a couple times, 2 threes. She is the ultimate competitor. She did not come here not to win. There you get a trap on the ball screen. Transition opportunity. Good wall up by Schistler to not pick up that foul. And it's starting to get heated and a little chippy here in Casper, as the fans have really made this an exciting game for the home team.
We're watching the championships for NJCA Division I women's basketball. This is ESPN Plus.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Nestled between Casper Mountain and the North Platte River, you'll find the heart of Wyoming, with a bustling downtown centered around our outdoor haven. Casper is for adventurers, freedom seekers, and rule breakers who find beauty off the beaten path. So a touchable history, a vibrant community, and uninterrupted outdoor recreation define your travel itinerary. Allow us to welcome you to the one and only Casper, Wyoming. Plan your trip at visitcasper.com.
I have a little birthday message for you from someone too.
I heard you really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, Casper's offense has been hot. Northwest Florida still sticking around. 10 points down, though, and they got to have some way to get back into this game, and turnovers might be the way.
Yeah, me and you and I talked about this during the break. 6 turnovers. They did have 22 turnovers yesterday. So if there's a way for Northwest Florida to get their offense going, some of it will be forcing turnovers. Nice dime. McFall continues to ball.
That's a good outlet for the frustrations coming out in the way you play. I think that was a good timeout to have with the media timeout.
Yeah, she's headed to American Conference champion Temple next year. And you can definitely see she's going to be a player at the Division I level. And a 3-second call, another turnover number 7. So they're shooting 63% from the field, 81 from 3, 9 threes, 75 from the line, but they have 7 turnovers. Some great passing of their own. Good job getting it inside, diving, a cut on the backside. Good passing, and now you see Northwest Florida, the defending champs, making a run of their own.
Nice pass inside. Good answer back, too, to cut off the run before it got too far.
Yeah, they're fronting the post, so as you front the post, they're able to have the backside. If you don't have backside help, you give up those easy layups. And we mentioned Coach Canary liking to post up his guards. 22 might be his favorite guard post option. And goodness gracious, this young lady is just on a mission. So calm, cool, and collected. Beautiful step back.
But team work. This has just been pretty basketball by both teams on the offensive side. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, if you're a fan at home watching, you're enjoying this March matchup.
Ooh,
Another
the
dime.
no look from Riviere.
The over the shoulder. We're not in Denver, but she said, I saw Jokic do it. Why can't I?
She's from France. Put that one in the Louvre. Badji Kali says, all right, I'm from Spain. I'll do you one up.
The passing that is on display in this game. Not to mention the shooting. Transition for the Thunderbirds.
And Shaney misses everything on that one. She was due, though. She was due. 4 for 4 going into that three. That was kind of more of a heat check than anything else. Just an extended heat check.
When you have 12 points already and you've made your first 4, she doesn't see any shots she doesn't like.
That bucket's the size of a wheelbarrow right now.
How about this, though? She has 4 assists to go with it. Not just a shooter, but very high IQ.
We talked about it already. 13 assists for Casper in this first half, too, as they can get the lead back to double figures with the basket. Schisler travels with the basketball.
That would have been big if it was a foul because it would have put Schisler on the line. They called her for shuffling her feet apparently before she put on the floor. Another one of those great opportunities that they love to post their guards if you're going to play behind. But another turnover for Casper. Northwest Florida seeing if they can get another bucket as they're approaching 50% from the field with their offensive efficiency.
When you talk about Casper's turnovers, the lack thereof for Northwest has been huge in keeping them close. Just one.
McFall has so much to do with that. And a turnover, you must have jinxed them a little bit. They say broadcasters have a jinx. That's not what that was. It just happened to be a coincidence.
3 in the key on the turnover. Second one that we've seen. That's been something we've seen called a lot more here in this tournament, keeping a real close eye on the bigs.
Great point. We have seen more of that than I've seen all season. Nice pass by Schisler on the drive. And the hoop and the harm and the emotion. Not only from the court, but from the stands. What a pass, too, by Schisler.
Badji Kali, that's 8 points for her, a chance at 9.
She just does so much dirty work in the paint for this team. Such a good finisher, good athlete. The skill, they utilize her in the post as if she is a post player, but really is a guard. You see the space again. Casper packing it in. Schisler earns that trip to the line she wanted earlier. Sagging off, goes for the steal in the post, on the post feed. Yep, it's one of those games. Here you see the replay. Sagging off, jumps, almost grabs it, and I don't think by any means Rivera wanted to pick up that foul. She was just trying to grab the ball. Didn't anticipate Schisler was going to be right there.
And the arms just kind of came down. That's what the official said. It wasn't on the initial act of reaching. It looked, and I think it looked a lot worse than it was, too.
For sure. 85% free throw shooter. Talk about somebody who can put it in the hole but does a little bit of everything. Almost 50% from the field, 43 from 3, and 85 from the line. You cannot get much more efficient than that. One of the most efficient basketball players in the country, the freshman.
That matches the game-high lead. Nice pump fake and step to the hoop. She'll get another chance. This time she doesn't pump fake. She takes it, and another foul as Badji Kali had the box out and position.
Badji Kali, I mean, I don't know if I can speak to her value enough and what she brings to this CASPER team. She is toughness. She is versatility. She is grit. She is a winning basketball player. Does so much for this team. It's hard to make any comparison to Draymond Green anymore because Draymond just has a little bit too much extracurricular activities right now in his life. But
those college days at Michigan State, though.
He is still a Hall of Famer and a multiple-time NBA champion, but he brings that edge to the Warriors, and she brings an edge to the Thunderbirds.
3 points from a half century for the Thunderbirds. Speaking of 3 points, a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play underneath the hoop as Scott gets back to the line. Chance for her to reach double figures with the made basket.
I mean, Nevaeh Scott averages 5, but she is way above her average, and she is urging her team, let's go, let's go. I'm doing my part, let's go. We've had a few passes come to us on the corner of the table. She saw you, Caleb. Didn't know your shirt wasn't red. It was the other day, but
it was the light blue.
She thought you were open. Just trying to make an extra effort pass on the offensive rebound. Good defense, closing the gap. Goes off of the foot of CASPER. They will hold for one shot. I would imagine that their leading playmakers in this game, either McFall or Scott, will have a lot to do with what happens on this possession.
Well, if they can get it back to single digits, that's important. Nice pass to the corner, extra pass to the top of the key. Unkind bounce, but the second chance effort from Davenport sends us to the half with a 9-point game. 47-38. CASPER leading the way. These fans letting them hear it. 20 minutes to go as we would come back with halftime. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+. Welcome back out to Casper again as a show has been put on by the Thunderbirds in front of their home crowd. Looking to try and punch their ticket to a game against either Shelton State or Three Rivers, as that will be one of our final matchups in the quarterfinals that we punch today. One more game coming up later today, 6:45 p.m., the starting tip-off of Shelton State and, of course, Three Rivers, a team that is looking to try and make it back to the national championship. We have a ton of highlights to get to, so we're not going to waste any more time as we are going to roll our way on to the stats and, well, the three-point parade. We got to give you another look at it. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+. The best crowd in the Ford Wyoming Center so far in the national tournament has been seeing a show as Casper College lighting things up. Welcome back out to the women's tournament. Casper College with ball movement, and they were en fuego at the start. Andy Schisler getting the first three as they were able to start the game 6 for 6 from beyond the arc in what was a heat check and a half for them. It wasn't just the inside shooting, the outside shooting, though, as well. Logan Alvar, she only got one bucket. That was the one. She was more busy worried about feeding her teammates. Luca Axe went 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Schisler, 2 for 3 from beyond the three-point line. Badji Kali, she was doing the diming inside as well as getting her own points. Badji Kali just underneath a double-digit scoring. But for all of that, Eastern Florida was able to keep pace too. Destiny McFall, she's got 15 points in the game as she has really done her job in keeping the Northwest Florida College Raiders alive and well during this game. But the threes just kept raining down. 9 of 12 from deep for Casper College. McFall did get some help from Nevaeh Scott. 9 points for her on 4 of 5 shooting. But how about the work of Cheney and Axe? You see Cheney hitting her final one right here beyond NBA range with a splashdown for the Hungarian. But McFall, again, inside, doing what she could. As far as numbers for the Casper College Thunderbirds, 3 in double digits right now. All of that coming from the three-point shooting. We mentioned it, 9 of 12 from beyond the arc. They're shooting 66% from the field. Meanwhile, Northwest Florida, 44% from the field, 2 in double figures, but they've only had 4 players score so far as they have been missing 1 extra player in double figures. Revere, she's been held quiet on the inside, just 1 of 5. Also picked up 2 fouls in the first half of action, so she's going to have to be a little bit more cautious. That was one of those fouls right there as Badji able to earn the and one. Foul trouble did mount up a little bit for Casper too. Logan Alvar, a early foul was picked up. She ended up picking up another one later on in the half. And it really was Northwest Florida closing with some momentum as they ended up making it 38-47 going into the halftime break. The field goal percentages all about what it is for Casper College. 9 of 12 from 3. Points in the paint, that has been run by the Raiders. And steals and defense for the Raiders, but rebounding definitely in favor of the Thunderbirds too. We're ready set for the second half of action. We'll come back. We'll talk about keys to the second half. Back with more. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+. We have about a minute left till the opening tip of the second half of action. Caleb Burgraff Long here, sir. We're here with longtime college coach Brian Burton. And Brian, a dangerous place for CASPER in a way because you've been so hot. What do they do to keep things going? And on the flip side, how does Northwest Florida climb back in?
Yeah, Northwest Florida, I think they're going to be settled into the game. They ended the half very well. They really have played efficient on offense. They just, again, they're playing against a team that's shooting so excellent from outside. But it's going to be continuing to attack the paint, the offensive rebounds for Northwest Florida. And then for CASPER, being able to balance out the threes now with some inside play. I'm really not even, to be honest, worried about their offensive execution. Just they have to limit their turnovers. They had 22 yesterday. You will not be able to afford to have that kind of a turnover afternoon as they have 9 already at the half. So to me, that's the biggest thing. And if Northwest Florida, can you turn over this team and you can show what you're about and how you won the national last year? You are actually the home team in white, although you are the road team in location.
I think another big key, they have to keep Riviere in the ball game. She's the big size, the big defensive presence. They have 2 fouls in that first half. She has to stay out of foul trouble.
Foul trouble would be important for Wyoming, too, as Alvar was in foul trouble herself with 2 fouls. You see zone coming out of the break.
There's the foul early on going against Deborah Davenport. It's her first. And free throws coming up early on for a team that nearly put up 50. If you think CASPER hasn't been able to put up points before, they definitely can do it. They had 92 against Snow College, a traditionally very strong team. 98 against Dawson Community College, 98 against New Mexico Junior College, who's here at the national championship. They broke 100 twice this season.
And Schister with a rare missed free throw, but a great anticipation steal. She started the game with the 3. This half, she starts it with the steal.
McFall gets fouled and bumped. She'll step to the free throw line. She had 15 points in the first half, leading scorer for the Raiders.
That was a big call to not be on Alvar versus 13, I believe is who I saw they called it on. And both point guards started out the game.
Oh.
A little bit of a roll around, a little bit of entertainment drama for the fans. Both point guards, as I was saying, started out the game and now starting out the half. McFall, the Temple signee, has been arguably the best player in this game. She has 16 as the game-high leading scorer, and she has never been rattled by any run that CASPER has made.
Speaking of Alvar, off the side, Badji Cauley at least keeps the Raiders from getting into transition with the extra effort.
Showing zone again. Want to maybe protect a few players from foul trouble and keep this team out of the paint.
Nice dish. But better defense inside and a save by Alvar. Kelly Walsh graduate when she played her high school days here in CASPER. Can't take advantage of it. McFall, she also can't, but the offensive foul is Cheney. She did it on the offensive side in the first half, but the Hungarian native comes up with a big charge.
Yeah, she was ready for that one. You can see the replay here. Speed in transition. She was set, ready, takes the charge. McFall naturally doesn't like it, but that was the right call. Says a lot about a player who's willing to take a charge when somebody's going as fast as that in transition. Those championship plays come back to be huge difference makers when it comes to close ball games.
Good defense played by Northwest Florida. Got CASPER out of sorts on that play.
Yeah, really good defense. They're a good defensive team, and that time we've talked about number 4, the backcourt for Northwest Florida continues to lead the way. Beautiful floater by Scott.
And watch
almost
out.
Doubles her average.
And watch out, it's a 6-point game. Cheney follows her shot, fouled inside. And if this is on Riviere, and it is, that's her third with 7:35 to go.
Yeah, you mentioned that being something to keep an eye on. And Riviere averages 13 points, 7 rebounds, and like you mentioned, is not only a big anchor defensively, but she also gets 3 assists a game. She can score down low. But CASPER hasn't had the 3-point opportunities that they had in the first half. Northwest Florida's made that adjustment at halftime, taking away the 3, making them have to score inside the arc, and almost pressing into the ball handler, making them have to make some plays off the bounce, which is not normally what CASPER does either.
Just 2 points for the Thunderbirds in the quarter, both from the line. Replacement for Riviere is Odenme. And she gets onto the board right away. Another Frenchman, or French woman rather.
Scott representing Memphis, Tennessee so well. Another play made, shot creation. The dime for the easy layup.
Good block on the other side. You mentioned Scott does it both ways. And Odenme picking up the assist after getting the bucket herself. And it's a 3-point game. We'll take a break, come back after this. Northwest Florida saying we're the defending national champs for a reason. We'll be back on the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championships coverage on ESPN. The Oil City, welcome to Casper, as we welcome you back out on ESPN Plus. Population 58,000 plus. About 3,000 of them backing their way in here to the Ford Wyoming Center. Chilly but warming. Hey, we're above average temperature now.
It looked like that when we first got here, though. Not snowing anymore, but it was when we got here.
Casper will have the basketball out of the timeout, but they got to hold off a rally right now because it has been almost all Raiders in the third quarter.
Yeah, about a 10-2 run for Northwest Florida right now has held Casper to 2 points in this quarter, right on time. As they, tell you what, they haven't been rattled. They play like a team that won a national championship and expects to do it again. As much as it was raining in the first half, those 9 threes, and the crowd's been making noise, it has not affected them. Great offensive rebound. And another one.
Odin May acts his pivot and gets the easy dime inside to Davenport.
Strong-willed team. It has been the will against a little more of the skill. Not that Northwest Florida doesn't have a ton of skill themselves, but their willpower has been their biggest strength.
Alvar can't notch that one home. Almost would have liked it better if she'd actually gone to the hoop on that one, had the lane to drive, and pulled up instead. Odin May gives the Raiders the lead. 12-2 in the quarter.
Yeah, and they scored that 2 right before the half, so a 14-2 run by Northwest Florida. We know March is about making runs. Great drive by Schistler, not able to get close to connecting, and Northwest Florida, another opportunity. Great interior passing, and the layups continue. The first half was about threes. This half's about layups as Northwest Florida continues their run on a burst up 3.
As we'll take one as well. Back with more at the championships. You're watching the NJCA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+. Northwest Florida on a 14-2 run. It's been working inside.
Yeah, Coach said old school basketball, high-low basketball. We play inside out. We want to create offense from our defense. We have led the country in defense the past 6 of 7 years, and the defense has been clamping down the Thunderbirds as they only have 2 points in this quarter, and the high-low playing inside out has been working magnificently, and wanted to correct a small mishap. McFall transferred from Temple University. She's not going to Temple University, but one of the prospects that is a great future ahead of her and a lot of Division I attention. And she also has the attention of CASPER as she's led this comeback. She's still the leading scorer in the game. And just a fantastic player, is now up to 18 points. And she hasn't missed a field goal unless I'm, no, excuse me. She has 17 points, 5 of 13. Davenport, meanwhile, has 18 and hasn't missed a shot.
Nice
There's
play
that
by
defense.
Odenmay coming up with the steal again.
CASPER looking for some answers offensively. Where can they go to generate some points against this stymieing defense that is not allowing anything to be easy anymore? They've shut off the three. And the short-range jumper, face up.
And how many
Northwest
times
Florida.
is it when all of a sudden you have a player that hasn't come off of the bench, you haven't scouted for a ton, she's only played in 21 games this year, that suddenly tears you up a little bit?
3 of 3. The posts have been the story, along with the guards making the plays. Balanced attack, and CASPER just looking for, so again, some shot creation of some kind. Good take, fortunately able to draw the foul. Free throws have been big for them. The bonus, posting up, kind of taking advantage of some of the mismatches, but Northwest Florida's turn up on defense has really, really caused a lot of confusion for CASPER, and their length and their size, speed and quickness. Old school basketball, just like Coach Walker likes it.
Badji Colley to double figures with the make. 7 rebounds, too, leads both teams in the rebounding category.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about her. She is an X factor for this team.
Meanwhile, the 6-time defending NJCA South Atlantic District champs still leading. Up the court, it'll be Irene. Gives it off to Badji Colley, fouled again on the way in. On the floor this time, so no shots.
Yeah, Badji Colley has the confidence to slash and the athleticism to, and just plays with so much force and confidence. It looks like she is shooting after all. You're talking about it, might be on the floor.
And now they, well.
Looks like they're in the bonus. It was a late show up at the 5 for the bonus on the foul count. Crowd does love the free throws after all. Anytime the ball goes in, they just want a reason to cheer for the champion of Region 9.
All of their points, all 5 from the foul line in the third quarter. Over 6 minutes off of the clock. But they're still within 1. As I had a coach in Region 9 tell me earlier this year, it's not if the run will come, it's when the run comes. And Northwest Florida College, this is their run. CASPER just needs to survive.
So much talent all across the board. What a squad Coach Walker has. You can see why they are the 4th seed, and the length. I don't even know if she could see the basket on that attempt with Davenport's arms up. Davenport, we haven't talked a lot about her, but 18 points, 9 of 9. blocking shots, 3 rebounds. Quietly is the leading scorer in this game.
Whew. Jayla Davis with the deep ball. First time we've called her name finding the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, 40% three-point shooter. Can't leave her open. And as you can see, that side of the court is where everybody feels comfortable making threes. CASPER, I don't think they've only attempted maybe one in this half.
Defense inside as the contact was initiated on that drive by Badji. It is out of bounds, though, off Northwest Florida, so it stays Thunderbird basketball. Not for long. Contact the other way sends Micaiah Chase out of California, Maryland. That's confusing. She'll step to the line.
Chase, 9.3 points a game, almost 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Freshman guard, 5'8". She is just now getting on the board.
And we said it going into the second half that they needed some more players to score, and they've already got 2 more players that have added their names to that. Astorga inside, gets caught under the hoop.
Just so hard to score inside. They just defend so well at just making you have to make tough shots. And sensational, dynamic, electric in transition. Destiny McFall. I thought the first half she was very clearly on a mission to keep her team sustained during that run. And the second half, she's taken a little bit of a backseat to allow the posts and their forwards to get more involved, and now you see her kicking it back into another gear as her team is up 7. And a 22-6 quarter, now 23, and those 2 points before the half, we're on a 25-6 run by Northwest Florida.
Casper College down 9. The interesting is, I don't think they've attempted a 3 in this quarter.
I think they only have 1.
And a whistle slows down the run. The T-Bird faithful won a technical on Coach Bart Walker. Not sure he did anything that warrants that quite yet. And now he is heated on the stoppage, though, I think because his team lost momentum.
Yeah, he didn't like the fact that they stopped transition. Talking to him again, he talked about their multiple defense, gap defense. We want to guard the heck out of the ball. Offensively, we still love the high-low, and we want to play in transition, play fast, cause the other team some trouble getting back, and that's probably why he was frustrated, because he wanted to stay in transition.
Still no field goals in the quarter for the Thunderbirds. Another foul is going to send the ball to the baseline, as now it's Fernandez de Calea picking up another. That's her first. 4th team foul. Thunderbirds need a stop, though. That's the biggest thing. Northwest Florida's got to be feeling good. They take a 3, no good. But they get the rebound back. Davis there for the board.
Another offensive rebound. There's 6 in the game, and they're taking their time to let the clock run down.
Three, too strong. Hernandez de Calais again with the ball. Nice feed. That's the type of offense Casper needs to get back to, cutting off ball.
Davis tapped herself on the chest and said, "That's my bad," knowing that they did not want to give that up, but Casper needed that one. Can they get the stop and give themselves one more chance on offense? Baseline drive, drift pass stolen, and here the Thunderbirds come in transition.
Cheney into the lane, blocked on the way in by Kyla McBride, and she is going to get whistled for the contact. They say the hand came out, got arm instead of ball with 15 seconds to go.
No one stop ball. And they're right down the lane. It's just a spurt that they needed to just sustain and just stop the run, quite honestly. Want to be able to have a double-figure quarter. You don't want to have that single-digit quarter coming back to haunt you. Making 2 free throws and getting a stop would make it where you're only down 5 versus 7.
And to avoid any transition with where the clock's at, they're going to send 3 back. Already setting up that full court press.
Leading scorer for Casper, now 16 points. Mentioned the 4 assists, 4 or 5 from 3. Hasn't taken a 3 this half. Gets both free throws, nothing but net.
Raiders break it. Inside dish. And Odenmay a little bit low on the pass to her. Couldn't quite scoop it up. She had position, though.
Yeah, you want to really hold it for one, but now Casper has a chance to go up again.
Hernandez de Calais to Cheney. Deep 3 off the front of the rim. No good. But a way to close it out that gives Casper some life. 1 quarter to play in Casper, Wyoming, for a spot in the quarterfinals. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
Nestled between Casper Mountain and the North Platte River, you'll find the heart of Wyoming. With a bustling downtown centered around our outdoor haven, Casper is for adventurers, freedom seekers, and rule breakers who find beauty off the beaten path. So untouchable history, a vibrant community, and uninterrupted outdoor recreation define your travel itinerary. Allow us to welcome you to the one and only Casper, Wyoming. Plan your trip at visitcasper.com.
I told my dad from a young age that I wanted to play ball at the highest level. He told me that hard work and consistency would get me there, and that he had a plan to help measure and track my progress. What I found is that the journey is the dream. With the help of the best coaches in America, my father and I launched an app that gives you a plan to become the best that you can be.
The Raiders of Northwest Florida are running, but they haven't run away with it yet. Casper College able to regain some control. As Brian, what stands out to you in the box score?
For Casper College, the 6 turnovers in that quarter. They have done a good job getting to the free throw line, but just 12 points in the paint. Well, meanwhile, Northwest Florida 36 points in the paint, 21 points off of the 15 turnovers. Casper must take care of the rock, see if they can get more player movement, create some dribble penetration, some cuts to be able to get some of those open looks we saw. And then they must defend the paint.
Nice dish by Cheney, finds Alvar, but better defense again. What a block from behind. Davenport gets an extra possession.
I mentioned it earlier. She may have go-go gadget arms. She's so long and so good at blocking shots without even jumping. Hard player to finish over.
McFall into the lane. She's a hard player to stop in general.
Yeah, she can finish over just about anybody. She just on a mission. I've said it so many times. She's so tough.
Schisler, haven't heard from her or much from deep for the Thunderbirds. They have cooled off from a 75% first quarter where they made 9.
They just haven't taken a lot of them still either. Got to continue to take those threes, drive the closeouts, get Northwest Florida in rotation. Their defense has been set way too much. Play a little bit faster, not only in the full court, but in the half court.
Alvar's deep shot, that's good for 2.
The reason why that possession was so good, though, Schisler was able to get 2 feet in the paint and collapse the defense. They need more plays like that, not only from her, but just from this team in general. Have to get that pace of play. Good defense. Now play in transition. This is what you do so well.
Schisler on the Hezzy, blocked again. She entered the quarter with no blocks. Now she's got 2.
She's forced probably, feels like about 5 misses at the rim too, because just walling up, having to shoot over her. A lot of depth from this Northwest Florida team. I mean, just come in waves. Everyone is contributing. An enormously talented team. You can see why. Again, 29-3. They've won 6 in a row. Nice season for Coach Walker. He knows just what he wants. And his team has responded this half.
Good steal there by McFall.
Another turnover. Here they go. Points off turnovers. Decide to pull it out. There's the high-low coach likes so much.
Foul on the floor. That's going to go in favor of McBride.
Looked like she held her ground there. That's a tough call. Kind of just got to want to let players play through some of that. Yeah, here you see it. She was holding her ground pretty well, but the ball screen. Taking their time, getting the shot clock under 10, seeing if they can go inside, and at the end of the shot clock.
Houghton May for 3. Shoots only 16.7% from deep. Not who you expect to knock one down. Schisler can't answer. Rebound out of bounds off Northwest Florida.
Well, you know this much. That end of the floor that Northwest Florida's bench is on is where all the threes have almost been made. Northwest Florida was able to make some in the first as well, but Casper has gone ice cold from way downtown.
Alvar still try and break that. Gets the shooter's touch. That's the opposite side of the broadcaster's jinx.
Just like Coach Gennari drew it up, he recruited that young lady from playing in this exact arena in the state championship former state champion of Wyoming, headed to the University of Wyoming. Big three to help her team.
Pull up from the free throw line. That just didn't settle down. Great look, though, by the Raiders. Can they heat up again? No, as Axe can't get it to go. Tip out ends up in the hands of the white jerseys. Too many chances by the Casper Thunderbirds, but Raiders can't take advantage on that play.
Yeah, that was the shot you wanted. They got an offensive rebound. Casper ends up coming away with it. What do they do in the half court to get a bucket? Design backdoor does not work, and the hard-nosed defense of Northwest Florida has really just changed everything in this game. Casper was on fire, feeling great going into half, feeling great in that first quarter, and everything since then has just been an absolute challenge and a chore for them to just get anything on offense.
Raiders, you can tell patience, something they can shift into whenever they want to. That's exactly where they've gone, run offense. That one also skips out. Scott back with the rebound.
Well, every time they're going to the end of the shot clock to McFall, the Temple transfer. Or they go to Smith to make the play. And that time the steal. Can they play in transition again? Again, something that is so good for them, such a weapon. Good transition defense by Northwest Florida. 4.5 left, just a 2-possession game.
Two more free throws coming up as Schisler able to step to the line and make these. It's a 1-possession game again. As it takes us to the media timeout, we'll take a break. 4:27 left to go. Back after this. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN+. Under 5 minutes to go. Casper with 2 free throws coming out of the timeout, but the story has not been Casper. The story has been the defense inside and the offensive play of Davenport.
Davenport, the leading scorer for much of this game, 18 points, done it in the paint. 36 was the points in the paint after the last quarter. They've compiled even more in this quarter, and Coach said they wanted to play inside out. He loves the camaraderie of this team. That's one of his favorite things. Not only do they enjoy spending time around each other, it's a family feeling where players pick each other up and have each other's back anytime they play. Loves the defense and the togetherness of this team. And, again, the defense has been the story, but leading scorer for Casper on the season, first team all-region, first team all-regional tournament, Andy Schisler at the line.
Schisler's already hit a couple of free throws.
Played high school ball for her mother, Tanya, who she did a little balling herself, played at Western Nebraska, led them to their first national tournament appearance, and here her daughter is leading Casper, the rival, to their not only appearance, but their win, the first win in a long time. Both free throws go for Schisler.
Reppin' Region 9 either way. In Region 9, they had a run a few years ago when Western Nebraska made it to the third place game back when they had double elimination. They'll have a chance to possibly tie, at least cut it to 1. And Badji Cauley, hesitation on what she wanted to do.
Great transition defense, though. The defense caused that. I thought it was terrific by, what was that? Chase was able to get back and get in front of the ball, cause confusion. Big turnover there. Sometimes you're going that fast. Not necessarily a true guard, more of a wing. That may not be quite your strength, but continued patience on offense as the step through goes.
Nice move. That's a next level move right there from a next level player who's going to go big places.
Yeah, I would imagine she has a lot of high level coaches salivating, and great job attacking the ball screen, picking up the foul. Your job is to attack the top hip on a high hedge, and good job picking up the foul.
Well, and you just mentioned it, the high hedge. You get a big post out that far away from the hoop on a guard. Guards got to use their speed. Alvar to Schisler. Cheney with the lob in, back to Alvar. Logan goes reverse, but another block by Davenport.
Yeah, and I thought if she'd have went with her other hand, she would have probably got that to go, but try to sneak it with the reverse. Davenport says, not today. The closer for every possession. Get ball moving and get it to your best player. And she is cool as the other side of the pillow. Just an absolute killer on the floor.
Timeout taken by Northwest Florida as they want to talk things over.
And McFall now has 25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And they are literally just getting it to under 10 in the clock at about 8 seconds. She is putting the ball in your best player's hands and let her go to work, and that is exactly what she has done. There you see the step through. Here you see the high pick and roll. Soft touch on the floater. She has been just from the start of this game. She may open the game with a 3. She hasn't changed her facial expression not one time. Just locked in. A player who's definitely feeling like she rises to the occasion in a road game like this.
7 points the lead for Northwest Florida. They pushed it to double digits at one point. The second half has been all Raiders. And continues to be. McFall on the cruise control. Maybe too much cruise control, but Davenport helps her out. Gets the foul, and she'll step to the line.
Yeah, offensive rebounds. Whew. Sprinting back in defense, but the turnovers continue to plague CASPER. Now 18 in the game. We mentioned there was 21 points off of turnovers at the half. Those continue to grow as the defense, McFall not only doing an offense, defense, and here you see Davenport can run like a gazelle. She ran the floor so well, got the offensive rebound, picked up the foul. She is knocking on the door of 20 points in this game and 7 rebounds.
Last touch, they say, off of Riviere, who just subs back onto the court. Haven't seen her in a while in this quarter after she picked up that third. But when Odeme has been playing as good as she has, and as we say that, Odeme is right back out onto the court.
The luxury of having depth. You take out a 13-point-a-game, all-region-type player, and then you put in your tallest player, 6'3", Odeme.
Under 2, the clock winds. Cheney, the step back, got it to go, and a fist bump. Cheney has been the story. 20 points now, notching home her 5th three-point basket in the quick timeout taken by CASPER.
And I was surprised she shot fake. She shot fake right here, does a dribble, makes it harder. Just take the first one. I think the length of Northwest Florida has made CASPER almost question some of these looks that they've had that have been open in the second half as they've pressed up and taken away space. But they're just down 5. A lot of time left. No one's in the bonus. We know what Northwest Florida is probably going to do. They're going to run the clock down and get it to number 2 and let her go to work. So they also have done a great job on the offensive glass. We've talked about that a bunch. CASPER with a full court press. Can that cause some disruption? Maybe get a turnover of their own. One thing that makes this Northwest Florida team good, they do not turn the ball over. Only 7 in the game, the least we've seen this entire tournament. Oh, and she gets called for a carry. And she says, no, I didn't. But it doesn't matter what she says because the referees got her for one. And this CASPER crowd feels like their team has some life.
Cheney from deep again, just off the side. Schistler fights for the board, but better position by McFall. Extra pass. And Northwest passes up an open 3. They're worried about clock management now. Under 10 before they go backside. And the lay-in up and good by Davenport again.
21 for Davenport. Great pass by Scott and a great take by Schistler. Almost an and one. Right at a minute. And CASPER definitely needs these 2 free throws and see if they can maybe get another carry, maybe a travel. Most importantly, get these 2 free throws from their leading scorer on the season.
A leading scorer that has received attention from coaches here at the tournament. There have been a few that have been asking about her.
Going for her 17th point. She has 5 assists. 7 of 8 from the line. Now it's about getting stops. The clock is not your friend. Good trap. They will have to probably foul soon. It is a 2-possession game, down 5. Don't want to let too much time get off. They're going for the double instead. Almost get a steal. And Namor, excellent passing. And Davenport, the beneficiary once again.
I think the ball touched the ground once during that entire possession.
19 assists for the Raiders, 18 assists for Casper. Long-range bomb doesn't go, and that just might do it. They didn't foul again, and letting more time go off the clock.
And
Looks
now
like they
Casper
won't foul.
calling. Yeah, they're going to wave him off. Coach Canary realized it's too late by this point in time. Let's bow out with grace and dignity. And
yeah, got to give credit to both teams. Northwest Florida played like defending champs. Casper definitely played like champions themselves as they've won a couple, but not enough in that third quarter when Northwest Florida went on that huge 24-10 run and a great game. Crowd on their feet giving the hometown team some love.
one more game coming up. Shelton State takes on Three Rivers to cap off our quarterfinals. Do we have Raiders against Raiders in the next round? We'll find out. They got to take down some Buccaneers first, and they have a heavy task there against the 6-seeded Buccaneers. That's coming up next on ESPN+. You've been watching the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championships on ESPN+.